All eyes were on him, the son of a legend with Tiger watching from the ropes. Charlie Woods walked onto the first tee at Eagle Trace Golf Club in Coral Springs, Florida, not just as a young golfer, but as a name the entire golf world already knew. But this wasn't about hype. This was about proving something real. This wasn't just a tournament, it was a test of legacy. The U.S. Junior Amateur Qualifier isn't just a junior event, it's where reputations are forged or forgotten. Out of dozens of elite young players, only a handful would walk away with a ticket to Dallas this summer. And Charlie? He had everything to lose, and even more to prove. Every swing he took carried the weight of his last name. At just 16 years old, Charlie Woods isn't playing under the radar. Not when your dad is arguably the greatest to ever hold a golf club. Cameras clicked with every backswing, fans whispered with every missed fairway, and above all, his father, Tiger Woods, watching from just feet away. Tiger wasn't just in the gallery, he was in the pressure. This was more than golf. This was identity. Would Charlie crumble under the suffocating pressure or rise into the spotlight just like his father once did? This wasn't about talent, it was about heart. Eagle Trace was quiet that day, not the silence of indifference, the silence of anticipation. Every player wanted it, but only one had the golf world holding its breath. You could hear the expectations echo off the fairways. Charlie's swing looked smooth, calm, controlled, but every tee box felt like a final exam. He wasn't just playing golf, he was writing his own name, and with each hole the tension grew. Would he qualify? Would he choke? One misstep and the whispers would turn to judgment. But as the round began to unfold, something started to shift, and it caught everyone off guard. Charlie Woods didn't shoot the lowest score of the day. He didn't make the most birdies. He didn't dominate the field. But somehow his round, the quiet, calculated 1 under 71, was the one everyone was talking about. It wasn't flashy, it was fearless. From the very first hole, you could tell he wasn't chasing highlights. He was chasing a number, one that would get him to Dallas. This wasn't about making a statement, it was about making the cut. He wasn't out to impress. He was out to survive. On the back nine, things got tense. That's where boys become contenders. Charlie's birdie on 14, clinical. No fist pump, no roar, just business. That one birdie changed everything. And then, the stumble. A bogey late in the round. It could have ruined everything. It didn't. He made a mistake and didn't flinch. That's what stood out. Not that he avoided pressure, but that he walked straight through it. You could tell, wrote AmateurGolf.com, he wasn't playing like a junior anymore. This wasn't talent, it was tournament IQ. Remember, last year at Oakland Hills, Charlie missed the cut. Badly. The headlines were harsh, the comments worse, but he came back. Smarter, calmer, colder. This wasn't a comeback. It was a lesson learned. He didn't need a miracle. He needed margin, and that's what the 71 gave him. Just enough to tie for 5th, just enough to sneak into a playoff. Golf isn't about domination, it's about decisions. And Charlie Woods made every single one of them count. The real flex? He didn't try to be perfect. He just played smart, and in doing so, he set the stage for something even more dramatic, something no one saw coming. Just when it looked like the dust had settled, the leaderboard said otherwise. Charlie Woods wasn't alone at 5th. Two other players, Oscar Crowe and Matthew Morigliano, had also finished at 1 under. And with only 5 qualifying spots available, the message was clear. 3 names, 1 spot, no second chances. It wasn't just another hole, it was the hole. A playoff that would decide everything, and months of training, a shot at glory in Dallas, and possibly the biggest step in Charlie's career so far. You could feel it before you saw it. This wasn't just pressure, it was legacy on the line. Most 16-year-olds might freeze in that moment. Charlie didn't. With the sun dropping low over Coral Springs, the playoff began. It wasn't loud, it was tense. This was a whisper kind of moment, too important to scream through. Oscar took his shot. Clean but cautious. Matthew followed. Solid but unremarkable. Then came Charlie. His face was calm, but his swing was something else. He didn't just hit a shot, so he sent a message. He landed it clean, right where it needed to be. No theatrics, no misfires, just ice in his veins. The crowd didn't erupt. They froze, watching something rare. It wasn't flashy. It was final. Charlie Woods had won the playoff. In 1 hole, he earned the final qualifying spot for the U.S. Junior Amateur Championship. That wasn't luck. That was a controlled explosion under pressure. Let's be clear. He didn't sneak into this championship. He claimed it. Winners don't wait for permission. They take the moment. And just like that, the kid with the famous last name wasn't just a storyline anymore. He went from Tiger's son to Charlie Woods in one swing. And standing just off the green, Tiger saw it all. There are moments in sports when the atmosphere shifts, not because of what's happening on the course, but because of who's watching. And on that day at Eagle Trace, Tiger Woods was watching his son play for everything. When Tiger shows up, it's not casual. It's historic. He wasn't there for show. No entourage, no fanfare, just quiet focus. Eyes locked in, arms folded. Every parent feels pressure when their child competes, but when you're Tiger Woods, that pressure cuts both ways. He wasn't just watching around, he was watching his legacy unfold. And Charlie knew it. Of course he did. How could he not? Every shot was a whisper to the man who changed golf forever. This wasn't the first time Tiger had been at Charlie's tournaments, but this one felt different. It wasn't an exhibition, it wasn't a father-son scramble. This was real. This was qualifying for the most elite junior event in the country. This wasn't a Woods duo. This was Charlie's proving ground. And yet Tiger wasn't distant. He's spoken before about giving Charlie space to grow, saying, "I'm supporting him in the background. I'm not that loud parent you hear over the rope." But make no mistake, he was locked in. Tiger didn't need to say a word. His presence said everything. There was a look after Charlie sank his playoff shot, just a subtle nod from Tiger. You could miss it if you blinked. But it meant everything. That was the moment. No cameras, no words. Just legacy recognizing legacy. And you have to wonder, was that the moment Tiger realized Charlie really had it? No interviews, no outbursts, just a quiet walk back to the clubhouse, side by side. The son just made the cut, and the father just witnessed history. Charlie Woods didn't just qualify for a tournament, he ignited something. Between July 21st and 26th, he'll tee it up at Trinity Forest in Dallas, home of the 2025 U.S. Junior Amateur Championship, the biggest junior event in the country. But this isn't about a junior title anymore. It's about momentum. Just weeks before that playoff, Charlie shocked the junior circuit by winning the Team TaylorMade Invitational, his first major junior title. That wasn't a fluke. That was a sign. And now, the whispers are getting louder. Golf insiders aren't asking if Charlie will break through, they're asking when. He's no longer just a name on a leaderboard, he's a headline, a topic on Golf Channel, a bullet point on PGA Tour rundowns. The hype train isn't coming, it already left the station. Trinity Forest is no joke. Fast greens, rolling fairways, the kind of course that exposes your flaws or crowns your future. And everyone will be watching, not just for birdies, but for poise. We're not looking for shots, we're looking for signs of greatness, and that's the thing. He's still just 16. The pressure should be too much. The spotlight should blind him, but it doesn't. He's not shrinking under the weight of his last name.